what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take what I got. You got what it takes to take.
Not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. It is good to be in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, to be alive on the radio station today. In fact, I had more than a week's notice for this particular show. And so many things have happened during that time. And let me just say, this is open line today. Now, of course, you know I like to talk about the Constitution, but we're not going to get into that deep today unless you bring up a constitutional question. But let me just give you some advice, because the Constitution says, which I believe a lot of you don't really push it, freedom to impart ideas and opinions without interference. I'm not supposed to interfere with what you have to say or tell you what to say or stop you from saying what you want to say. I don't necessarily have to agree with what you are saying, as long as you're not slandering anyone or saying anything that's derogatory or anything that is not proper. Now, if you say something that's unconstitutional, I have to correct you on that. I can't let that go. And we still have people today who are doing that. But the lines are open, 326-0271, 326-0272, and I think there's another one. I don't remember it right offhand, but I'll get to you on that one. But 326-0271, 326-0272. Anything that's on your mind, and some of you are troubled, some things are hurting you. I heard a particular call on another show was saying about something that had hit him for the past 58 years, and the host of the show didn't give that particular personality the opportunity to express himself. But today you have the opportunity to do that. You can call in and express yourself on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM, I'm not going to interfere with your correspondence because it's unconstitutional to do so. Freedom to impart ideas and opinions without interference. You people don't use it. It's in the Constitution. It's the supreme law of the land. I think we have a caller on the line. Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Good day and God bless, Sydney.
Good day, JT. I hope you're doing well.
Thank God for life, I'm here.
Yes, sir. It's good that
Like I
you're
like
here.
to say, yeah, thank God for life, man. And
Yes,
good
sir.
afternoon to the Bahamas.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I I didn't expect to see you on the dial today, but there you are. I wanted to touch on two things. To mention something that I experienced yesterday, somewhat indirectly, but and anyway, let me get right to it. A friend of mine was assisting me yesterday with getting some things purchased. Actually, a new phone, because I think my phone may have gotten struck by lightning about a week and a half ago. And when he was dropping me home, we were on Robinson Road. There by the light, East Street, Robinson Road.
Yes.
And in the turning lane, there was a vehicle broke down. The person's tire was flat. And all I heard my friend who was driving me say, "Boy, us Bahamians crazy, eh?" I asked him, I said, "What's going on, man?" I said, "Why you say that?" He said, "JT, you wouldn't believe it. This person car break down and they in the middle of the road changing the flat tire." The person was changing their flat tire in the middle of the traffic, Sydney. And it led me to ask the question, in the almost 50 years of independence that we are about to celebrate in a few weeks, what has gone wrong with us in the Bahamas, Sydney? Because when we are not allowing non-Bahamians to feel, or for Bahamians to feel second class in our own country, when we are supposed to feel and be first class in the Bahamas, or when we are not putting out the red carpet for the non-Bahamian developer and putting out the rough road, so to speak, for Bahamians, and when we're not doing other things that we shouldn't do, here it is, we are coming up doing things like this that makes us wonder if we have any reason left, or if we are a law-abiding people anymore. I mean, Sydney, could you imagine somebody in the middle of the road changing a flat tire in the middle of traffic? I mean, you may comment,
No, you continue with your comments.
No, I appreciate you allowing me to speak, man, but I appreciate the dialogue too. You know what I mean? And the other thing I wanted to say, I want to acknowledge and congratulate Aisha Bow. She is a Bahamian living in the United States who is a rocket scientist who, according to the Guardian newspaper on the 7th of this month, in their business section, reported on as being the first black woman to have achieved what she's achieved. She was just awarded, as a Bahamian female, just awarded almost $1 billion contract by NASA for a project she's working on for their space industry over there in the United States. And I say hats off to Aisha. But you know what, again, concerns me, Sydney? Is why in 50 years as a nation that is supposedly independent, we are not allowing Bahamians, or Bahamians don't feel comfortable enough to be able to do these kinds of things at home. Yeah, we don't have a space industry here. But who's to say that if the government had allowed Bahamians the freedom to the fullest extent, that we couldn't have had it? You understand the point I'm making?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Sitting, man, I appreciate the fact that you're listening, man, but I would love to engage you in conversation, my friend. You know? And I mean, there's so many Bahamians who've left home and will not come back home because they are frustrated by home itself. Many people are being told that they are overqualified for whatever reason, and one of the prevailing reasons out there is that anytime you hear somebody being told they're all overqualified, the person who's saying that just don't want to hire them, or just don't want to give them the opportunity to advance. And as a country that we are supposing to be, enterprising and pursuing a higher and loftier goals as a people, we shouldn't be behaving like this, man. Aisha should have been able to do all of those things. If her launch pad couldn't have been in the Bahamas, and I don't see why it couldn't have been. At least, my God, her headquarters could have been here. You know, I mean, so many, more than 100,000 Bahamians, as I would have heard Paulette Zonical shared some years ago when she was a consular general, I believe, for the Bahamas in Florida. She would have said at the time, more than 100,000 Bahamians were living outside of the United States. I mean, outside of Bahamas, in other countries. Sydney, right now, if those 100,000 Bahamians were living here, we would have now about a population of 500,000 people. Because according to our last census, we're just under or just over 400,000. You know what I'm saying? So, do you have an opinion on that?
No, I would withhold any opinion. I'll allow you to speak. And when you finish,
I
if you can wrap it up now.
I have finished that.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. The show today, ladies and gentlemen, is open line, which means you have the opportunity to express your view on any given point that you may have. That's the whole purpose of the show. I'm going to try to be as quiet as I possibly can and allow you to express your views. You to take advantage of this valuable opportunity to express it. See, I can have many other times to be on air, and many of you won't. But the thing is that I appreciate people when they call in and express their views, as Mr. JT did. And he talked about a Bahamian lady in the United States who's working for NASA, and approximately some 100,000 plus persons living outside the Bahamas who may desire to come home. I don't know. But they can come if they want to. And there are others who are saying that there are no opportunities for them. Let me just say this. There are some things we're going to have to build in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We're going to have to make some sacrifices. Most people who come home want to work for the government of the Bahamas. They want a good, comfortable job, like many of those who are at the University of the Bahamas. And you put them outside the University of the Bahamas and tell them to create their own job, they'll die. We don't need people like that. We need people who are prepared to come and build and sacrifice and make the country successful. That's what they had to do in the United States. That's why Alicia could get what she's getting. She is benefiting from the sacrifices of others that were before her. And right now, there's a whole movement of Black Americans. And I notice they have a radio station, Black Information Network, BIN. And they discuss all kinds of things that Black people are doing in the United States. Everything is Black this, Black that, Black the next thing. And I can understand why they had to do what they did under the circumstances. In the Bahamas, we didn't have that kind of setup like colored people did in the United States. Ours was somewhat different. But Bahamians have to understand that we have to make some sacrifices. We haven't made too many sacrifices because a lot of people just want a government job. That's the way it is now with many people who are waiting for a government job, and the government has created any number of positions as consultants, as managers in different departments. You look around, you see another board being created, and you ask yourself, where are these boards going to be? Where's all this money coming from? All that coming out of the public treasury to pay all these people. We need to find creative ways to build the Commonwealth of the Bahamas so the economy can grow and expand. We can have more people. We can have more people to help and assist. And so we have to work to be able to do that. I believe we have a caller on the line. Caller, you live. Do we have a caller, Mr. Producer? Okay.
Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you? I did.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think just 2 quick points.
Yes, sir.
NIB. I think the government take too long before they come and say they're gonna raise the NIB tax. When they first came in, they had all the books in front of them, and they could deal with this in the maybe after the first year. Mazzarella keep on saying this what is going to happen, this what must happen. The prime minister, he said no, he ain't gonna put no burden on the Bahamian back and all of this.
Yes.
And now here it come, he said he can deal with this next year. You see, this government is moved so slow in doing anything. I don't know the reason why they always do this. See, if you come to Bahamian people and let them know, now this is our finding.
Yes.
This when we come in office. This how we meet it. And we cannot continue going like this. The people will appreciate it and they will understand. But when you say you ain't gonna do this, and now come here later, you change your mind, you're gonna do it. It get the people them upset.
Yes.
You understand? But
Okay.
this is the easy way out for them. They ain't saying, well, you know something? We going after these people who owe NIB, these big business and stuff like that. And we can take them before the court. But they rather the easy way out now to let the people them now tax them to get NIB back in order. And the big fishes them, they go free. And I always trying to figure out, we as Bahamian, we get ratified every 6 months
Yes.
to show that you're still alive and everything. But what about foreigners who used to work in the Bahamas, but now they gone home on their retirement? Now, I trying to figure out how they get ratified or what to show that they are still alive and everything. You need a system so you could know, because you could be sending money to these teachers or whoever account back wherever they come from, and we don't know if they already can pass away or what.
Yes.
You know, and I believe that this is a system have to be that this country cannot continue on going on like this. I hear they say it all the day. The $150,000 a year. One MP say, if it was his will, had something to do with it, he'd get him $1 million. But we ain't see what they was doing with the 100,000 face.
Okay.
So, in order, what in these consistency, what are they doing? We ain't see what they are doing, and this money is going direct on their account. So when those fellas who laughed to him get out of office, we ain't see no recall back to say, well, okay, you all still get some money for the government, and you all come out of office early.
Yes.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe the money is still on their account or whatever. We need government really to do the right thing. That is the reason why we vote them other fellas out, because we was promised everything under the rock the rock is gonna be turned. But it ain't so no more. Because look how long it's taken for this MP from Abaco.
Yes.
I mean, you don't need I mean, come on, why we have to be doing this? But if this was a smaller person, they'd have gone being up the road long time.
Okay.
You know, and it is really bad. It is making this government look really bad. This government, what else could they come now and tell us? They cannot come and tell us nothing else no more. So, who should we look for, Mr. Thompson?
That's a good question. I'll
To
answer
bring
that
us
when you
out
finish.
of this. To bring us out of this. Who should we look for?
I'm glad you asked that. I'll answer that when you finish.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thompson.
He asked a very good question. But I was listening to what he said. And Bahamians, you know, we have some very serious problems in getting correct and precise information. I believe we go to a break. Oh, another caller. Oh, I didn't know. Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I assume that's me.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Okay.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. Professor Thompson.
That's me.
Sir, you are like a breath of fresh air.
Let's answer the compliment.
All the things that I wanted to say, which is burning in my soul, you said it when you address the rights of individuals to speak freely in their country on the airway.
That is constitutional. And the thing is, I am trying to get Bahamians to do that because no talk show host or any radio station has a right to violate freedom of expression. It doesn't mean that the station has to agree with it, but the Constitution says you have a right to express it freely without interference.
Yes, sir.
And we have too much of that going on today on the airwaves. I hear it every day, all this crap that these personalities are allowing, and the people want to call and they want to express themselves. I heard it no longer than yesterday. Someone had something burning on him, and the host didn't understand that. So what the hell is he doing on the airwaves? Go ahead, sir.
Sir, I appreciate you so much, Professor Thompson, because, you know, I am certain that there's a lot of other anchormen on the radio airway who realizes that, but they don't probably have the nerve to address it. Instead of they address it, I think what they do, they adopt it. Because I heard some permanent anchormen seems like they're going down the same road, you know?
Yes.
And this is so dangerous for a country, you know, and it's degrading for like persons of part of the nation, and Mr. Ingram, Mr. Penland, Mr. Ingram, Perry, who protected it, and those who lead us that protect our freedom of speech throughout the years, you know, to have this done in the kind of way. I heard one even go to the extent saying, "Man, get off this radio. Who are you addressing like that? I'm your boss. You might not agree with what I say, and I'm not speaking for you to agree with what I'm saying. I'm only giving my opinion. The only opinion that is a bad one or a dumb one is the one that wasn't said or asked, in my opinion."
Yes,
and I don't want to eat up the airways, Professor Thompson. I thank you so kindly, sir, and keep up the good works. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the compliment. And I want to answer the question, the caller that called before this last one. And he asked what needs to be done. And he said some other things as well, which I listen carefully to what people are saying. Obviously, they're not pleased with what they see happening today. It's just that simple. I believe we're going to have to go to a break. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. We're going to break. We'll be back.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
We're back. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. I do appreciate those callers who called earlier in the show, but I want to speak specifically to the question that the caller asked me, what should you do? And I'm going to give you, ladies and gentlemen, a constitutional answer because a lot of you do not understand the parliamentary system in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I heard Alison Maynard Gibson make some remarks on the airwaves, which are not constitutionally sound. She herself said she blamed the people for what is happening in the country, not the politicians. She happened to be one of them, very high in the government, Attorney General, Minister of Justice, and saying that the women, the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Bahamas discriminates against women. That is not true. The supreme law of the Commonwealth of Bahamas could never, ever discriminate. By that law, you verify and you analyze every single other law. Just like the Holy Bible. You think the Holy Bible could discriminate? No, it can't. Now, either you agree with it or you disagree. Now, that's a different kettle of fish. But don't talk nonsense. Anything the Supreme cannot ever discriminate. And I remembered I heard that on another show and I tried to call in, and then they let the tape run on so much, and I called the producer again. I said, listen, man, I ain't gonna get an opportunity to say anything. And he said, hold on. And then when I heard the producer, the host of the show, and he had 2 minutes at the end, and she was running on with a lot of other things, which the people in Bain Town and Fort Wayne Castle and Grantstown and so on, etc., would not even understand. Bahamians, it is important that you understand your Constitution. And you're going to have people like Alison Maynard Gibson will tell you that you're responsible, not the politicians, the very ones who were elected. You trusted them, you relied on them, you depended on them. You looked for leadership from them. And so when they mess up, they blame you. I say, you're responsible. Any crap like that? But I'm going to answer the question that the first caller called in. I just wanted to put that in because we have political personalities today who continue to mislead the Bahamian people when it comes to constitutional matters. In fact, you have one that is even high in the judiciary. High in the judiciary. I can deal with that one at another time because I'm going through the information, checking it out thoroughly. And all these people were there sitting around. I wouldn't correct the man and say, listen, you're wrong. We have a caller on the line. Caller, you live on there. Go ahead, please.
My brother Thompson, how are you?
Hey, Dr. P. I heard you on another show, but I got to let you say what you got to say.
No, go ahead. Tell the nation what I do. What did I say?
No,
what
but you were talking about that agenda thing.
Go ahead.
The breaking up of the family.
Yes.
And I agree with you, you know. The traditional family, mommy, daddy, brother, sister.
Yes.
Sooner or later, you're going to know, is that your sister? Is that your brother? Or is that something else?
And you know what really got me, what really get to me, Professor?
Yes.
Although while I am getting old, I'm not ashamed of my age. 70, you know?
No, you shouldn't be.
And I have 5 beautiful grand. I am fighting for them.
I don't blame you.
But Professor, like your passion is about the Constitution. That's your pet peeve, and you are very knowledgeable about that. And when you do speak, I listen. But I don't want anyone to come and oppose me with your semantics. Oh, this is what really irked me. With your semantics. And don't believe I have an eye or an ear to understand and see straight to you.
And Dr. P, I didn't like the way how the
host,
yes.
You tried to defend her.
I noticed that, and I listened to it very carefully.
You come with your semantics. Yeah, I good like that. I understand all of that.
Yes.
And this is why the evidence is clear, Professor, that the Bahamas that I and you once knew, I don't know if you're older than I am or whoever, but whatever, the Bahamas that we once knew, I will not change my view. This force come to wipe out the traditional family structure.
That's correct.
This is a force. And we have persons we have elected in Parliament today do not believe in the traditional family structure.
Yes.
We have pastors at the pulpit, priests, evangelists, etc. They don't believe in the traditional family structure. And they want to mix me up like something wrong with me.
Yes.
The family was first before the church and any institution that was upon the face of this world. The family was first. The traditional family was first. Because when God bring Eve to Adam, after he put Adam to sleep and took a rib, he said to them, there was a marriage. There was a marriage. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Therefore will a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. That was a marriage. Any effeminate pastor believe I wrong? My sister in there today. Call in and correct me that I am wrong.
You're not
That's
wrong.
what I see in the book of Genesis.
You're not wrong. You're 100% right.
And we got our parliamentarians who don't believe in the traditional family structure and got clergymen who, and they want to make they could make laws till thy kingdom come. You cannot replace the principle of God. And some of my sisters who are fighting for this gender equality, marital rape, I want to say to you all, the same ditch you're digging for someone else's son, dig one for your son, because your son may be the one that fell in that ditch like Jezebel fall out the window.
That's correct.
Thank you very much. That's Bible.
That's correct. Thank you very much.
And Potiphar, remember, Potiphar's wife lied on Joseph.
Yes.
And favor was over Joseph, although they put him in jail. And Delilah lied to Thompson. And the Philistines dig out his eyes. The same ditch that you digging for somebody's son and wishing, dig one for your son too, or your nephew, your cousin, your grandchildren. Because they might fall in the ditch. The principle of God will never change. This agenda is real. We got a flag flying here for 1 whole month. And the Christian Council is asleep. They have their head in Delilah lap. Something has to be wrong with that.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Well, thank you, Dr. P. Okay. Do we have any other call on the line, Mr. Producer? Okay, good. Now, Dr. P just added the icing on the cake. And I'm going to go to answer the question that the caller asked me. And I will answer him. But I had to preface my remarks about what Alison Maynard Gibson had said. And I didn't get the opportunity on that particular show to answer it. We have a caller? Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, tell me something. You know the Constitution, right?
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, I can't know. I don't know. Do you think the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, and the other Prime Minister, they go on against the Constitution for a bunch of foolishness to come on this country?
Let me put it this way. The government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas has violated the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
So then, did they commit treason?
Now, that's a good question that you ask.
Because, see, if they do commit treason, why the Army or basically we have the Defense Force, they need to arrest them.
You brought up something that's very interesting. Let me, you finish?
No, I haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, make your comment.
All right, that woman who came over here yesterday.
Yes.
Why they need all kind of police for that woman? When we're working on crime, we don't know what kind of police is happening. And then there's a bunch of food, and then top of I believe the money what they use for the helicopter throwing around the area, a couple of times, that must come from national insurance. So you know, national insurance and broke after all that crap yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I really think the PLP and FNM, after Selenium, they really, really, really bring on this country. And I don't think our forefathers them wanted this for us. Because right now they turn over their grave right now to see what's going on in this country.
Yes, ma'am.
I finished, but I really don't know, if the Defense Force, if the arrest a politician for treason, man. This a bunch of foolishness.
No, I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you very much for your comment.
I understand.
Okay, all right, okay. No, the lady asked a very good question. See, here's what I'm going to say to you. We have to understand our Constitution. This is a major national problem. See the thing about the Port Authority? I hear all kinds of people talking about the Grand Bahama Port Authority and a group of companies, and the government of the Bahamas, and I heard the grandson of Mr. Hayward. Grandson? Yeah, the grandson. So you have 3 generations of the Hayward family, and you have the St. George family down there. And all kinds of things have been happening. Let me just say this. I haven't heard one single word in all the things I've heard about the business people in Grand Bahama, the Bahamian people in Grand Bahama, the government personnel in Grand Bahama, local government in Grand Bahama, not a single word about the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Bahamas. There must be no Constitution down there. Just like they do here. There's people writing things on scraps of paper. And I was not pleased with the remark made by the grandson of Mr. Hayward. But there are some people who believe they are privileged to do and act as they please. Now I'm going to say, Bahamians, we have to educate ourselves. We have to make some sound decisions and good judgments. You see, there's a lot in the Constitution we can do, you know. And that's why I'm going to take the time to answer the question that the gentleman asked me. What do we do? Because we've been having this problem for more than 50 years. The government of the Bahamas, on Article 6, has misled the Bahamian people. 50 years. It's a simple, straightforward, constitutional rule. And they haven't carried it out. The Bahamian men had to suffer. The single fathers, let me say that, who had children with foreign females. Children born in the Bahamas. At the date of the birth of the child, the father was Bahamian, didn't get citizenship. They played around with that for 50 years, Bahamians. Right in your Constitution. With all the people who were in the Attorney General's office, all of these educated personalities, as they call themselves, nothing was done. And some other things that were done over that 50-year span. You'll hear about those at a later time. You have to be very careful of the quality of the people you send to represent you in the House of Assembly. That's point number 1. How do we deal with that? I'm going to answer you constitutionally. I'm not going to give you any suggestion or comment that I may have. But I like to always answer these questions constitutionally because the gentleman wants to know, what do you do? The Constitution tells you what to do. Stop electing people who don't care about you. That's one thing you could do. Stop it. You don't elect persons who are going to keep on mistreating you, abusing you, and when things go wrong, like Alison Maynard Gibson say, she blamed the people. She didn't blame the politicians, she blamed the people. But the very people sent these personalities to the House of Assembly to do the national business of Bahamian people, and they jack it up. And when there's something that looks good, we take credit for that. But the negative things, the people are responsible for that. What kind of crap is that? Bahamians, we've had a bunch of deceivers, deceitful, misleading personalities running our national affairs, running our constituency affairs. That's the bottom line. We have to face harsh reality. We're celebrating 50 years. 50 years of what? They have the big parties, as they're having, this thing and that thing and the next thing, spend a lot of money. Then what? What's going to happen after they eat the food, drink the wine, then what happens then? You still got to go back in Bain Town. And many of them are not even going to be attending these activities anyhow. Paradise Island and Cable Beach. Someone called on the show about the thing that was supposed to be at Windsor Park. They said they put that off because of the weather. Fine. Well, we'll see whether it will be held. I guess that was something for the average Bahamian. But Bahamians, what do? Stop voting for people who don't care nothing about you. That's the first thing you could do. You mean to tell me after 50 years we ain't learned sense yet? Well, Bahamians, when are we going to learn? Then the question arises, how do you know who is who? Bahamians, you got to go to Article 24.1 of your Constitution. You cannot wait on political parties to protect your interests. That's point number one. And let me say about these political parties have a select group of persons who make all the decisions. You got people who say they are party members, but they're not no party members. They're followers. And they ain't good followers either. And so that creates a problem. We have been waiting for political organizations to choose personalities, send them out into the constituency, and then we blindly go and vote for these persons who care nothing about you. They've proven it for more than 50 years. So when we can learn sense. So what we have to do then is Article 24.1 gives you the authority and the power in your hand. See, they can't take that away from you. Only if you allow them to walk on you. To write things on scraps of paper and give it to you and say, this is what we're running, this is what we can do by. You had them ever talk about the Constitution? Never nothing a word about the Constitution. And I get very angry about that. Because they keep doing it decade after decade after decade. You let them get away with it. You never challenge them. You never challenge your representative. The representative in my area, I don't even see that one. That particular personality is so busy being a minister of state. And that position is not a constitutional position. Check your constitution, Bahamians. The man has created all kinds of positions. Minister of state for this, minister of state for that. There's nothing in the Constitution that speaks to it. Then you got the office of Deputy Prime Minister. No such thing as Deputy Prime Minister. Bahamians, we've allowed this crap to go on and on and on for 50 years. We have never challenged it. Because we keep electing personalities who we put our trust in, and when things get all messed up, then they turn around, the same ones who you got your trust in, turn around and say, you're responsible for that. So babies, we got to wisen up. We got to wake up. Why is it then that people in a given constituency, let me make this very clear, persons who are in a constituency are constituents, either registered constituents or just persons who are constituents by the mere fact that they live there. You see, there's a difference between the two. A registered constituent can participate in the parliamentary democracy. That's point number one. Point number two, the person who just lives there, doesn't care, isn't interested, just existing, that is not in the best interest of the constituency. Now, I'm going to tell you, you need to get to know the persons in your constituency. And I don't mean get into people's private personal affairs, who's married to this one, who's married to that one, because I can tell you from more than 50 years experience, I've dealt with women and men, close friends of mine who have known for decades, never got into their personal affairs. And I know the wife very well, you know. I know the husband very well. They ain't tell me they got married. I never knew. I never asked. I think we have to go to break. We can go to break. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson live on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blasted loud.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
We're back. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson sitting in for Michelle Malcolm on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. Before the break, I was trying to answer the questions the gentleman asked me, what do you do? Famous, there's a lot you can do. Now, one thing I know, you're not organized. You're not organized constitutionally in your constituency. There's too much division in there. The only thing that can bring the Bahamian people together is the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. That's all you have, Bahamian. That's your salvation document. And we've ignored it for 50 years. That's why we have all this crappy stuff going on. This one say this and that one say that. But we must examine everything in light of the Constitution of the country. See all these funny agreements they sign? Say we got to keep them. Who said we got to keep them? And then someone talked about this thing that the United States has in our territory about pride for a whole month. And when you really analyze and look at it, this is a whole new agenda that is contrary to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Do you know that? The Constitution says we are founded on what? Christian values. And one called up Dr. P. Say, where's the Christian Council? That means you're going to wait for a Christian Council, a group of fellas who decide, well, they ain't want to say nothing. Just like some other people who don't want to say nothing. So we must just sit back and die because people who are now presently comprised in the Christian Council go on mute. People in the judiciary go on mute on constitutional issues. Remember now, this thing, long-standing, more than 50 years, Article 6. Simple, straightforward article. And all the Privy Council said, follow the Constitution. But the government is not doing it, Bahamians. So why do you want to have a government in power that doesn't follow the Constitution? You got to ask yourself some tough questions, Bahamians. Why have a government in power that doesn't even want to do a referendum? Tell me. Because this one certainly don't want no referendum. You cannot change anything relating to citizenship matters unless you have a referendum. Every single one of those articles can only be changed by a referendum. But they still want to pussyfoot around talking about they want to use statute law, which cannot happen, Bahamians. But now you need to organize yourself on the ground, in your constituency where you live. Get to know the people on the street where you live. You don't have to get personal with them now. I can tell you from more than 50 years experience, I know how those people are out there. Bahamians are good-natured people. But don't dig up into their private, personal affairs. They ain't gonna like that. Now, I'm going to tell you from years and decades of experience, they tell me all kinds of things. But I can't talk it with nobody. All I got to do is go home and sleep it off. Ask the Lord to help me to forget it. Because when people tell me things that are personal and in confidence, I don't discuss that, not even with family members. I say nothing to them. Only me and God would talk about that. Because I just pray, I talk about that. But Bahamians, there are things you can do. The Constitution gives you the answer. Article 24:1, to organize yourselves for the protection of your interests. Do you have an interest to protect in your constituency? You see how run down they are? And the fellas, I think they got some more money, $150,000 now. And people are questioning that. They jumped from $100,000 a year to $150,000 a year. But that's still peanut shell money. Is that the kind of money you're going to spend on constituents in a given constituency, or does it go somewhere else? Because when you look at constituencies like Centerville, Bain and Grantstown, Fox Hill, St. Barnabas, and many others in New Providence now, the Family Islands are worse. You look at the bad roads, the poor lighting at night. Come on, Bahamians. We have all kinds of problems. And we have been living this for too long. We just sit back and do nothing. You've got to put pressure, one, on your representative. Collectively now. See, this is why you got to learn to work together. Because the Constitution doesn't ask you to take on an issue in your constituency by yourself. It's unconstitutional to do that. These activists out here say, I'm going to be an activist. Yes, you can be an activist if that's what you want to be. But it takes the collective will of the people in a given constituency coming together, discussing. Say, you should be saying what should be happening in your area. Not a particular personality of a particular party giving you something on paper or saying it to you verbally, this is what we can do. Say in Centerville, where I live. Huh? It shouldn't be that way. It should be the people in Centerville with the master plan for Centerville. It should be the people in Fox Hill with the master plan for Fox Hill. Based on the Constitution now. Not them funny things with them fellas, right? I ain't talking about that crap. But do you see it happening? Do you see the people in Pinewood Gardens doing that? Payment is not being done. If we don't take matters into our own hand constitutionally and organize ourselves, we can stay out in the cold. And what is wrong with you people in a given constituency choosing one of your own to send to the House of Assembly? What's stopping from doing that? Nothing. Nothing at all. Who say you have to vote for this particular political party or that particular party? You could be a member of a political party, you could be an officer in a political party and still not vote for the candidate of that party. Do you know that? There's nothing binding on you to say you have to vote for that particular individual. That doesn't mean you're no good, as has happened many times, 50 years in counting. But yet, you tie yourself like a dog tied with a chain. Huh? And you can go so far and then. The Constitution says you're free. That's why I told people on this radio station, you're free to express your views, ideas, the Constitution says, without interference. I'm not supposed to interfere with what you have to say. I allowed it to happen. And would always be that way when I'm on air. I can be on air many times from here on out. You just stick around a little bit longer. Because maybe we got some things to fix. Because this country is messed up badly. And yet the same people who've been having the power keep coming to you. We got this initiative, we got that initiative, we got this thing, we got that thing. And all you did was just fall down and let things happen. What's wrong with you coming together, choosing one of your own, one who lives in your constituency, and send that one to the House of Assembly? What's stopping it? Nothing, nothing. But you're not organized. Why wait for a political party to send someone to you? Why do that? When that's not even necessary. The Constitution says you have to do that. Choosing a parliamentary representative is totally different from a party candidate sitting in the House of Assembly, and all that particular person knows, I'm a party representative sitting in the House of Assembly. That's where all things get all mixed up. The person doesn't see I'm a parliamentary representative to represent all the people in that particular constituency. That doesn't happen. So they sit quietly in the House of Assembly or in the Senate. You got some appointed there too, you know. And just toe a party line. So there's no parliamentary representation in the House. There's no parliamentary representation in the Senate. None. They just say I'm a member of a political party. Famous we have to change that foolishness. And they've been allowed to get away with this crap for 50 years and counting. And so I'm saying to you, let's look at our Constitution. Let's use the power we have in our hand. If you want to be a member of a political party, you could be a member of the political party. See, here's another thing what we have done. We have given an enormous amount of seats to a political party. In one case, 35 out of 39. In another case, 32 out of 39. You see how lopsided the voters have been doing? In the last two elections, the last one, 32, 7 for the opposition. The one before that, 35, and 4 for the opposition. You see how lopsided this thing is? We're not getting anywhere like that. And even before then, it was lopsided. That's the way it has come. Because the Bahamian people have been choosing between two opposing forces. And they didn't think about, say, you know something, we need to stop this foolishness and start to do things differently. You do not have to vote for any party candidate. And giving one particular party an overwhelming number of seats in the House of Assembly has not worked to our benefit. Never has. We have 50 years to prove it. How much more time do you want? Now, you will have other political parties coming up, and they want to do the same thing. There's nothing wrong with having a political party. The Constitution says you can have them. But you have to vote for them. What makes you believe you have to vote for them? There's nothing in the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Bahamas that says you have to vote for a political party candidate. You could be a member of that party and you could reject the candidate that they put up. Famous, that's what we have to start doing. Rejecting people who do not care about you. Why continue to wallow in the mud and keep getting messed up all the time? Now, this is our 50th year. When the Queen died, I think it was September the 8th, that was last year. I remember this quite well. And Prince Charles ascended the throne as King Charles III. The famous people started waking up. Well, what else do we have? And then people began to talk about their constitutional rights. I had to wait 50 years. 50 years for that to come about. Famous, we can't wait for another 50. Not for an awakening like that. And I am delighted to see that Bahamians are waking up. But Bahamians, you got to do more than that. And it is good that people are calling into the talk shows and expressing themselves. And some of these personalities behind the microphones, we need to get rid of them. Or just tune out from listening to them completely. They will have no more show. If you start boycotting them who mistreat callers in this country, see how many of them will survive. Because one did that in another place. And some severe action was taken. I won't go into details of it. Very severe. Bahamians, we have to be very careful. Because there are those who are trying to push us into an entity that we don't even belong, into an era that we don't even belong. In spite of our problems, we've had peaceful transition from one administration's neck. And there's only one government in Bahamas. I hear people always talk about governments. There's no such thing in the Constitution. This government and that. No. This administration, that administration, fine. The Christie administration, the Ingram administration, the Davis administration, not no Davis Cooper administration. That's nonsense. No such thing. The Davis administration, Philip Brave Davis, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis administration. That's the one you got now. And his Attorney General say they ain't want to have no referendum. That's the kind of advice you give the Prime Minister, which is utter foolishness and nonsense. Why have an administration that doesn't want to carry out a referendum if the need arises? Because some things you have to bring to the people. We have some serious issues in this country. But why have people running your national affairs who are afraid to have a referendum? In fact, the fellas say, we don't do the right thing. That's the same Attorney General right there, talking foolishness and nonsense. But we won't do the right thing. And then Alison Maynard Gibson saying the women voted against themselves. What kind of nonsense is that? How could the women of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, these decent Christian women who just go to church on Saturday and Sunday, You can talk nonsense about they voted against themselves. Well, what did the men do? Did the men vote against themselves? The election of which happened almost 2 years ago. Did you hear anyone complain about that? When the current party that got the 32 seats, I hear no one complain. Maybe they wasn't supposed to get 32. Maybe it should get 10 or less than 10. But he ran away with the 32. Say they got the mandate to govern. Huh? I hear that party complain. When the other party, he was now in opposition, got 35 out of 39, I hear them complain. Say, man, maybe this is a mistake. But all of a sudden, when it comes to a referendum, the people vote, and it is final, according to the Constitution. They won't say, no, y'all made a mistake. This is some crappy people outside this country talking foolishness and nonsense. Huh? But I hear nobody say, maybe that was a mistake when the political party got 35 seats and the other political party got 32 seats. Maybe that's a mistake. But no, them seats for us. We running things. Okay, but they got 32 now. Let's see what they do with it. The other one had 35. What did they do with it? Well, the record is there to speak for itself. So what has to be done is behaviors you need to be organized on the ground in your constituency. That's step number one. After you learn about the Constitution, you got to move quickly now because we don't have much time. If anything is going to be done to save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, you have to learn quickly, you have to organize quickly, and you have to take interest in yourselves. The gentleman say, what do you want to know what to do? I can tell you what to do. According to the Constitution, Article 24.1. Stop voting for people who care nothing about you. You start doing that, that's a step in the right direction. Do not give a political party an overwhelming number of seats in the House of Assembly. Don't ever do that again. It has never worked to our best interest. We got 50 years to prove it. Go and check from the very beginning right on up to now. It has never worked in the best interest of Bahamian people. Now, a few people might have benefited, but the overwhelming majority, no. Look at the rundown constituencies right here in New Providence. Look how broke up they are. Look at the streets. Huh? Do you know it's unconstitutional to ride on broke up roads? Do you know that? It creates frustration, and the Constitution says no man, woman, or child shall ever be frustrated or being deprived. We're being deprived of having proper roads. What kind of nonsense is that? They throw a little bit of tar on the road, then a couple of months down the road, the rain wash it out again. Then they give a contract to somebody else to go fix it. When that road should be fixed, it should stay there for 50 years and never have to be fixed again. Then we're getting somewhere. But ever so often, you got to keep going to fix the road maintenance. Fix it good so it could stay for 50 years. Then you got to worry about that no more. But no, we don't want to do that. I saw the one right here on Sands Road they just paved the other day. How long you think that's going to hold up? Give it a little time. Then that thing will fall into this repair. And then somebody else gets the contract, go fix it again. That's the way we've been operating in this country. Street lighting is a major problem. Family Islands is worse. We have 25 seats in New Providence, 14 in the Family Islands, 39. 39 in total. Bahamians, you have to look at what the government of the Bahamas, the Parliament of the Bahamas. Parliament consists of Her Majesty the Queen. Now, we ain't got no more queen. You notice that? We don't have any more queen. The Constitution says Her Majesty the Queen. It ain't say nothing about no king. The executive authority of the Bahamas is vested in who? Her Majesty the Queen. That's what I read in the Constitution. It's there. Ain't say nothing about no king. So we got to fix it, Bahamians. Are we going to leave it just like that and not fix it? As important as this document is, the Constitution also says, speaking in one of the citizenship articles, any woman, praise God Almighty. Now you got some personalities purport to be women. Any crap like that? We can't leave the Constitution like that, Bahamians. Some strange personality comes up professing to be, purporting to be woman, got funny breasts and everything like that. When you check, that ain't no woman. But then the person say, any woman? You go right to the Constitution, say the Constitution say any woman. Now, we know what any woman means. I believe we have a call on the line. Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Professor.
Hey, how are you?
Right here.
I hope I was answering your question.
Yeah, but you didn't go on too much in the depth, but we just will leave that one alone then.
What's that?
So I was asking you about the pension that people get verified every 6 months, the NIB. But what about the
you
foreigners?
mentioned about the pension too, yeah.
Yeah, what about the foreigners who is away on retirement?
Mm-hmm.
How do they get verified to NIB? We don't know, or the government may not know if they can pass away or what.
Yes.
You know.
But aren't they supposed to be verified every 6 months?
6 months. But those said, let's say you was a teacher from Jamaica or Trinidad, and you on retirement now, but you still getting your NIB pay sent to you in Jamaica.
Okay.
You see? So I'm saying.
So how do they verify them?
Exactly that's what I'm saying. We need to go through NIB. I think we need to go through a whole scoop because we don't know if some of these people even right here who we get among us pass away and maybe still money still going to the bank and stuff like that. You know, it's so much things we need to just.
So let me just speak to that then, since you brought it up. So the verification is not working then, as you understand it.
I don't know. I know the Bahamians here got to go into NIB every 6 months. But for the foreigners who went back home, but their money still going back over where they live, now I don't know how they get verified.
Okay.
Because we don't know. I mean, the government may not know if they can pass away or what. I don't know, you know. Because I know I have a sister. She's got to go back to America every 6 months to get verified over there.
Okay, I understand.
Even though she lives here. But it's something I want to say what Dr. P touched on.
Yes.
He said, the ministers, them, you can't hear them, the gatekeepers.
Yes.
How you can hear the gatekeepers when you get 6 senior pastors have big time position? How you can hear that? You get, I mean, if you want me to call the place where they work for government, and I think that these senior pastors are still getting a salary from their church.
Okay.
So there's so much money is being paid out loosely to the prison, to the defense force,
yes,
attached to national security, in the House Assembly.
Yes.
All of these pastors are being assigned, pulling down big bucks. For what? For what? Just to go to the prison, say one prayer, read one scripture, and that's it? Go to the House Assembly on Wednesday morning, say one house of prayer, and say, I can drop in one nugget for you all. Now say our Father prayer. That's it.
But they don't do that every Wednesday morning.
I go on.
Boy, that call is something else. Excuse me. I understand what the caller is saying. We have another caller? Oh, we're going to break. Oh, I didn't hear the music. Yeah, okay. We're going to go to break. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson, live on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all. Schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
One of the things I love about the mailboat is their relationship with Bahamas Air. I can earn travel points on my international freight and redeem them when I fly.
For me, online shopping is easy, with mailboat to U.S. addresses and regular freight delivery to Nassau. Plus, I can always prepay customs and freight, and they always notify me when my package arrives.
Yeah, a lot of people think the mailboat is just for shipping, but they also offer a safe and secure storage facility at affordable rates, all in a central, convenient location.
We also offer passenger service into Freeport multiple times per week with a seating capacity of over 450 persons. With family movies on large screens, one hot meal included, and on-board lounge for snacks and soft drinks. We're the mailboat. We're bridging people, products, and places.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
It's Global Radio 99.5.
We're back. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson sitting in for Michelle Malcolm on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. We're discussing, this is an open line today. I want you to call in and express your views. I was answering the question with the gentleman that asked about, he called in again, and he's talking about national insurance. Now, he asked a number of questions, but he asked one main question: what do you do? Because Bahamians, you just can't keep beating around the bush all the time. You have to get right to the nitty-gritty. Are you prepared to protect your interests, yes or no? If you're prepared to do that, then do it constitutionally. That's why we have a constitution to guide us. It is the supreme law of the land. Are you ready and prepared to do that in your constituency? Are you prepared to organize constitutionally to change conditions in your constituency, to change conditions in our country? Because that's all you have, Bahamians, the Constitution. It's the only document that can pull the Bahamian people together. That's our Constitution. It doesn't belong to political party, although political party will have its own Constitution, which will be contrary to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Two different things entirely. And Bahamians, if you need help in doing that, I would love to help you with that. Because I see that as our only hope moving forward, is you have to organize constitutionally. 465-5786. You'll have to call me after the show. 465-5786. I'm going to mention it a couple of times in the show. Make sure you get the number. And I'd like to talk with you because, Bahamians, it doesn't make any sense continuing the crap that we have allowed to happen. As a woman, none say you're responsible for what's happening in the country. All those other things, the fellas run with it. Say that's their things. That don't belong to you. That ain't yours. Bahamians, you need people you could trust, that you can rely on, you can depend on. And what is wrong with constituents coming together and choosing one of their own to send to the House of Assembly? Why not do that? But you have to search diligently in your... See, that requires work. Are you ready to work? Are you ready to really bring change in this country? Bahamians, it's going to require work. It's going to require sacrificing. You see all those thousands and thousands of little children out there who want a better future? Are you prepared to sacrifice to make sure, now I can have a good future because I'm one of the young people, and the older people too. They're supposed to have a good future. Everybody's supposed to have a good future. But my mother and father sacrificed for me to enjoy what I'm enjoying today. Now we have to sacrifice because the little children out there, they're looking to mommy, they're looking to daddy for a future. Some of them don't have no mother and father. I always knew my mother and father from the day I was born up to the time they passed. There was never a day I didn't see daddy and I didn't see mommy. Never a day. Except when I was not on the island. And that was just for a brief period. But they were right there. I could have got on the phone and called them. Call mommy, call daddy. See, many children don't have that today. Because things have changed. The family all break up. But babies, we got to fix it. Make sure call me after the show, 465-5786. Let's get organized, Bahamians. We organize. That's our weak spot. We're not an organized people constitutionally. We're not. Now, people complain about problems, and I listen to the talk shows and I hear all kind of complaints. But Bahamians, you gotta, I'm not saying you shouldn't complain now. You could call into the show and make a complaint and say what's on your chest, say what's on your mind, but you got to do more than that. You got to be organized to take action to bring change. What's the point of talking about the problems today on this show, and then after the show everything stops? That's nonsense. That's foolishness and nonsense. I'd be wasting my time. Coming to Global Radio 99.5. You know I won't do that. I'm a strong believer in the Constitution because it's been everything I look at in life is the Constitution. Because we got some crappy things that have been passed in that House of Assembly which are not constitutional. And one is the Bahamas Nationality Act, which the governor of the Bahamas has been using to grant citizenship to people. That's unconstitutional. And guess when that was passed? July the 5th, 1973. To commence when? July the 10th, 1973. I had known that that was so until just recently. And I started looking into it and delve into it. We got some other things that are not constitutional Bahamians. It takes a lot of hard work, you know, to study into these things. To tell you got one fellow in the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice of the Bahamas made some remarks the other day which were not constitutional. I'm in the process of analyzing the thing that he said to some people, some students, you know, they're writing down everything what the man say. I can't blame the students, but you got some others who ought to know better. Tell the man stop talking foolishness and nonsense. But they ain't do it. So they go away with that crap in their head, believing because they heard it from him, it's correct, but it's not. It's unconstitutionally sound. Do not believe anything that they tell you. Believe what you see in your Constitution. Just like I was always told by the pastor that I was brought under conversion, Herbert W. Armstrong, don't believe me, believe what you see in your Bible. And I'm going to tell you, believe what's in your Constitution. And when people are not prepared to act constitutionally, then you got to sever ties with them. Just as simple as that, Bahamians. You can't keep holding on to things that can't help you. It makes no sense. But we have to make the changes that are essential. We have a call online. Call you live on here. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thompson. How you doing, sir?
Hello, how are you?
I guess I'm all right, you know, since you're on the radio. And me and Michelle, you know, I like my Michelle on the radio on Friday to talk, so they can get to talk. But you are right on Friday. You're speaking about Arthur Walter Thompson, the Godfather of the Constitution.
Yes, I really know.
Power on the wasted by Sidney Thompson. I tell you that. But you think what's
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. I'm just, no, don't do that. That's not right. Listen, it's the but
is there this country like they worship Jesus? Trust me here, Mr. Thompson.
Don't try this. Don't try to do that.
I know, Mr. Thompson. I try to spell it out. I tell you, give you fast, man. This is serious.
That's a fact. Okay.
Yes, sir. Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me, with embassies, right? Embassies supposed to fly their own flag or fly the Bahamian flag and their flag.
They're supposed to fly. They could play their flag along with the Bahamian flag.
But they have to fly the Bahamian flag, or they fly their own flag alone.
As I understand it, and I know there's a lady who has all the flag protocols and everything. As far as I understand, and I could be corrected on it, with the flag thing, the American embassy should also be flying the Bahamian flag.
And they fly the Bahamian flag, eh? No?
Pardon?
They fly the Bahamian flag, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But I mean,
now they got one other flag up too, what's called the pride flag. And
they got plenty pride, man. The gay pride flag, that's what I'm dying for.
Oh,
okay.
Uh-huh.
But I know the next embassy only flying the flag, man. One flag and not the Bahamian flag with it.
Say that again. I didn't catch the last part.
No, I'm not talking about the U.S. embassy. I'm talking about another embassy. I see they flying their flag, but they're flying the Bahamian flag, though.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Is that right?
Not that I know of.
So I would, but that's, they're supposed to follow protocol and have those things in place. If
Well,
you're going to embassy, you know?
see, it's a problem in this country where we don't follow protocols. Well, at least some people don't. And we never seem to get straight answers when questions are asked about certain things. So we have to do the next best thing.
And what is that, Mr. Thompson?
That is, as I was speaking before you
Organized.
called, yes, sir, Article 24.1. Bahamians got to stop sitting on their backsides and allowing things to happen. That's what we've been doing for 50 years plus.
Yeah.
We have never, hold on. We have never corrected representatives in the House of Assembly. We've never corrected the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas when they go in error. You think they did everything perfectly? These are mere mortals, man.
Yeah.
That's why you and I have to know the Constitution. I wish everyone knew it the way I know it.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson, ain't none of us know it, but you know it. Boy, we glad we got you, though. You ain't gonna let us down. Mr. Thompson was fighting along, boy. Like going like that, he was fighting along, Mr. Thompson. At least
listen,
you know what I mean. Hey, yes, sir.
Listen, my job is to make sure that the Bahamian people understand the Constitution and follow it.
Yeah.
Once you start doing that, we may make a lot of progress.
Yeah.
So
Mr.
even
Thompson,
yeah.
you know, they say we supposed to be celebrating this year 50, right?
Yeah, this is the 50th year.
Yeah, but Mr. Thompson, I mean, you see anything we could celebrate, Mr. Thompson?
Well,
some of us are living, some dead, but I mean, you see anything we could celebrate?
Well, let me say one thing we can celebrate is a peaceful transition from one administration to the next. That's been so for 50 years.
One body, body.
Listen to me carefully. One peaceful transition. See the last election that we had in this country, you see how peaceful that was?
Yeah.
You couldn't even hear a pin drop. It was so quiet.
Yeah, but that because the competent authority, boy, he was brutal, but yeah.
No, it had nothing. No, it had nothing to do with that particular personality. Nothing at all. It had to do with God.
All right. Or the goodness of the people who didn't feel like doing anything bad.
But I didn't hear that. You said.
I say you say God. I say, the goodness of people who didn't feel like doing anything bad.
No. Well, you's a fella, you don't believe in God. I'm talking about the God of the Holy Bible.
Mr. Thompson, see, you say these things, and what is God, Mr. Thompson?
But see, I would rather not get in a discussion with you on that because you don't believe. But Carla, you don't believe in Holy Scripture. I do.
So, Mr. Thompson, because I don't believe in your scripture with the Bible, right? That means whatever God is, I condemn. You're telling me I don't. See, look at Mr. Thompson. Growing up as a child, right? I get beaten to go to church, right? And I never liked going to church. And I never liked singing on church songs, right? But Mr. Thompson, if consciousness has come to me at the age of 7 or 8 years old, right? And you know, like, God ain't nothing to play with. God ain't, it's in front of the black and white TV. God ain't nothing to play with, right? And then it goes on. You see that people in the church? They playing with God. They are playing with God. And you know the next thing? Do not mix. Do not mix. So Mr. Thompson, what is my man? Whatever that was in me as a child, that give me guidance, that let me know that don't mix. And the people are playing, they want to play, that's their business, right? But me, whatever in me, whatever God in me, or whatever that it is, you call it the devil, whatever it is, I tell you what, me as a person, that's the one I can read, that's the one I know. I don't know whatever you got in that Bible. I don't know the people who are all hanging together to make it work for you all, because look like if you're inside the groupie in an atmosphere, you know?
Okay.
It's like a boys club or a girls club or a cup. If you're in a part of it, they destroy you. You know, but Mr. Thompson, let me say something. For 50 years in this country, right? I mean, like from independence, what I could recall, right? But you know what? Because of me, as like to say, not to be following your feet and all that, right? And then the other person, such as myself, right, who go to the same thing, right? Because we don't want to conform to no Christianity and sit up in the church and let the preacher man talk. At least to tell us anything we believe and pay him the money, right? You know, we don't have no opportunities in this country for the same thing because the Christian church, along with the politicians, they work together in tandem. If you don't follow Jesus, we keep you down. If you don't follow the politicians, we keep you down. And that's how it is. You know, and I tell you I'm telling you because That's what I live in this country. You as a Christian, you can get a little different because they can look out for you. You're the part of the club. They can make sure that, you know, whatever they praying for, whatever they control some of your to make you feel like Jesus waking. You see, you ain't got to go on your job. I have to go on my job because, you know what, I ain't looking for Jesus to give me nothing.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Thompson, don't get mad.
No. See, on this show, you are allowed constitutionally
to express yourself.
To express yourself without interference.
Mr. Thompson, I appreciate that because I noticed when you call another show the devil number with number 10 upside down, right? You call that show that day, right? And that demon there from early in the morning, for 3 hours in the morning, every morning, irritating Bahamian, talking about Bahamian, right? You know the one he's talking about, right? You know, he had that audacity to hang the phone on you and tell you, but you ain't got no constitution. Like, he's a scumbag. You know,
I did. That was reported to me. That particular personality will be dealt with.
Mr. Thompson, one day sometimes, people like them, right? You give them an opportunity, right? You know, and all they want to do is destroy the image. He shouldn't even be sitting on a radio show. You know, he's probably got his position because I don't know what he do to get it, right? But you know, he have a serious objective or the stable an agenda. Because he like the city government thing, and then to try to make the LGBT people and whatever makes you wonder if he's a part of the club. You know, because I mean, it's just pathetic. Every single morning he had that line thing, every morning thing, like, and he's so smart. Hang up on it's demonology from 6 o'clock in the morning when that demon come on and tell when he get off, you know. And I know he like they be listening to the Thompson. They sang up on us on their station, but I can tell you what. Anytime you see any talk show host, they got to be every text. They will take text before calls and people and that. They read screen and everything and reading everything and like you just look this it up. But look here, them demon and things. There's something I pray to get that demon off the radio way. That demon early in the morning. I ain't be calling no name. We know we talking about. He got the longest show in the country.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you expressing your views.
I didn't like how you try to manhandle you, but you ain't got no right to the Constitution. There's nothing inside there. Huh?
That's all right.
That ain't right, man. That ain't all right. But you know what, Mr. Thompson, what is something? It's for 10 years. I know how long they've been, because every year they get banana by sleep. Like, oh, they've been here for 10 years. Everything became in. Oh, we get there for now. Everything became in. And coming on the radio, telling anything in the next one, and think he doesn't know. He got all this irritated. What he can do? Oh, yeah, well, they're talking about him and picking up everybody else. But they want to something in closing, right? You know what I noticed, right? When they have their traffic, like they do a traffic report on the same station, right? You know what? Check and see where the traffic report coming from. Everything comes from Carmichael. I want to see if there's one in the back of Carmichael. Every morning, Carmichael in the city. Am I wrong? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's the consciousness, man. I mean, I don't want to say anything that is going to cause anybody to get riled or anything, you know, because I want rowdy in the morning anyhow.
Okay. All right.
I hope we have I'm talking about a spectacular independence celebration, but I don't see what we're celebrating for, Mr. Thompson. I think, Mr. God, I don't know what we're celebrating for.
Okay.
It's just a party for the elite or those who will probably make it, I guess, for whatever they want it to be, so they get a party and have fun. But we ain't, I mean, like, I wish we had something to really celebrate, though.
Yeah, we need to have problem solved, and in order for that to happen,
there's nothing to celebrate.
We're gonna have to make some changes. It's just that simple. But thanks for your observations, anyhow.
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very
okay.
much, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah. See, Bahamians, that's what it's all about. I allow the caller to express his views. Now, he doesn't believe in the Holy Bible, and that's his view. And I don't want to berate him over that, because the Constitution says he has a right to freedom of religion. But we were founded on Christian values, which gives him the right to do what he's doing and say what he's saying. Were we not founded on Christian values and the Holy Bible, he won't even get a chance to say anything. It's just that simple. See, people don't even understand how this thing goes. Now, what we have to do is, when a government goes contrary to the Constitution, then we have to deal with that government. When an MP goes contrary to the Constitution, we have to deal with that MP. It's just that simple, Bahamians. We must not just sit back and allow people to just run all over us, spit all over us, walk all over us, and treat us with contempt. That's not constitutional. We have a right to fight back. And I'm one of those, I believe in fighting back. That's what my man Pa taught me. Not to sit back and just take crap. We've been taking too much of that for 50 years, Bahamians. We got to stop the foolishness. And don't forget to call me, 465-5786. 465-5786. But you got to call me after the show. Because, see, if there's going to be any change in the country, it has to be done constitutionally. And right now, as I know it, and I'm well able to say this, because I survey the Bahamian people, a lot of them are confused, a lot of them are upset, a lot of them are discouraged, and some of them won't even say nothing. I can understand that. They've been beaten down so many times and kicked around. You ain't going to do that to Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter because I'm going to rise up and fight you. And I want others to rise up and fight them. Anyone who tries to take advantage of you. And if you ain't sure how to do that, you call me, 465-5786. I'd be happy to help you. Because, see, the more you know, the better you are in a position to help yourself. We can't have all of us not knowing the Constitution. That makes no sense, Bahamians. Of course, there'll be some constitutional classes coming up soon. All I am saying is the politicians tell you plainly, you are responsible for when things go wrong. And when things looking good, they take credit for the good. You got to stop electing those kind of people to run your national affairs. We can find them. There are quality people out there in your constituency bringing these people together for the express purpose of bringing about changes in your country. We have to work on it. And like I say, don't get into their personal affairs. Stay constitutionally sound. Because there are issues in a given constituency that affect all the constituents in that constituency. There are national issues that affect people in all constituencies. And we're not doing anything about it. Do you know of any national problems that have been solved by the government of Bahamas? I don't know of any. But we say we're celebrating 50 years. Now, I did say there has been this peaceful transition from one administration to the next during that 50-year span. And that's a positive thing, even though many things were jacked up during that 50-year span. We see the evidence of it right now today. We see the evidence with the Privy Council ruling, where people who's supposed to be educated, who's supposed to know the law, can't get it right. There's people with all kinds of degrees, you know. QCs, high-ranking lawyers and so on. But they messed up on Article 6. Simple, straightforward language. The simplest article in the Constitution on citizenship. The simplest one. And the government of Bahamas messed up on it for 50 years. That's what we have. I believe we're going to go to a break. I hear the music. We'll be back after the break. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Blood sugar levels play a key role in your appetite, weight gain, and overall health. When you have a blood sugar spike, you can feel confused, dizzy, and even have increased cravings. Eating carbohydrates, sugary or fatty foods, and not exercising can all cause blood sugar spikes. But now you have help in managing blood sugar levels. Sweeties by Youngevity was designed to help support healthy blood sugar levels so you can power through your day. It's a synergistic blend of minerals, herbs, and nutrients that have been proven to support healthy blood sugar levels. Sweeties includes chromium, an essential trace mineral that's known for its contribution to healthy blood sugar levels and improved metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Cinnamon bark has been included for its naturally occurring antioxidants and support of a healthy heart. And we've even added gymnema. It's been used in Ayurveda for centuries to help promote healthy blood sugar. All the ingredients in Sweeties work together to give the best support available for blood sugar control. Sweeties, the blood sugar support supplement from Youngevity that helps control cravings and manage blood sugar levels through your day. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blasted love.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Even everyday exercise can lead to wear and tear on your body. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Youngevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
We are back. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. Bahamians, we've got to start moving to change our country. Do not forget the number I gave you, 465-5786. 465-5786. Please call me. Because Bahamians, we have to be organized constitutionally. That is our salvation document. Without it, we won't even have a country. Bahamians, we have a lot of work to do. Call the talk shows, yes. I got plenty of time on the airwaves. Look forward to that happening. The point is, we need to get our people organized constitutionally, to know the Constitution, that's why I'm here, and to be able to help you. But you got to do more than just listen. You have to take action. This has been your host, Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5. Have a pleasant evening.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily